Hello, welcome to GameGazm. I'm Jay.
I'm Bren.
And today we have Bloodborne. So, we both managed to get a copy of this very nice Nightmare edition.
Oh yes, and it's probably the best edition I've ever seen.
Yeah, they've definitely pulled out all the stops for this one.
Yeah.
So, Bren, what's in the box?
Well, as you can see, it looks like a pile of books. So it would fit nicely on your shelf and it would look superb. It's made out of metal, it's like tin. But yeah, it's a super awesome box that it comes in, and yeah, incredible. So right from the word go, amazing. So diving straight in, the first thing you'll see in the top is the game. Now we've taken out all the cardboard packaging on the inside, otherwise it would make getting things in and out very, very difficult. So, so we removed all that, but you can see that for yourselves later. So anyway, obviously the game first in a nice steel tin. I'll just open that up so you can see the artwork on the back.
The artwork's very nice throughout this game.
Yes, it is. It's a stunning visual masterpiece. And obviously there's the all-important disc, very important, and some controls that you will need to learn. So yeah, there we go. That's the game. Next, you will dive in and you will find the Bloodborne art book. Yes, which contains lots of fantastic artwork of like the characters and the you know, evil things that you're gonna find. I won't flick too much through this because there are a few spoilers, so we don't want to do that. Yeah. But lovely artwork in there. Next, you'll find a Bloodborne notepad, which is just completely blank. Just nice notepad, and this will become more relevant in a moment. But yeah, superb. Nice little notebook that I'll probably never write in. Now, in the game, there is a multiplayer, obviously, and to summon assistance from people online and stuff to help you fighting in the game, you have to use what's called a reckoning bell. And in this set they've given you a beautiful replica of the reckoning bell, and I will just take this out because it sounds lovely as well. It's nice, isn't it?
Very nice sound. Nice chime.
Yeah, it's really well made. It looks really nice, and it's just a lovely little, you know, little memento from the game. It really makes this set really worthwhile. But then we get to the masterpiece, the best part of this set, and the reason why you spent all your money. And it is the Bloodborne quill set. And look at that. Just look at it. I mean,
just screams quality.
Well, just look at that. It's a bloody feather that you can write with. Amazing. It comes with a little bottle of ink, red ink, obviously, blood, and the inkwell. And the inkwell, I'm just going to take this out as well. The inkwell itself is super heavy, like proper solid metal that is. And again, it'll probably never get used, but look how beautiful that is. Incredible, eh?
Yeah,
absolutely. So, yes, that is the Bloodborne Nightmare edition, and yeah, definitely one of my most favourite editions that I've ever got. And luckily, the game's pretty good too.
It is. I think we should check it out.
I think we should.
Here we go, Bloodborne. Any of you that have played Dark Souls will understand what you're about to face, and Bloodborne is not a light undertaking by any means. It is a game engineered to make you cry. There is no hand-holding here, and if you're not paying attention it will chew you up and spit you out like you are nothing.
And you are nothing. This haunting journey through a dark, frightening world conjured from some very talented artists is one of the most breathtaking experiences we've had on the next gen in a long time. A blend of sheer challenge that gives you the greatest sense of achievement when you finally manage to fell a boss that's been smiting you for so long.
In traditional fashion, Bloodborne drops you right into the game with little explanation of anything. It's in this that the game does a very good job of taking you through this journey of hardship and discovery. The world is alive and a character in itself. People speak to you with haunting words behind closed doors, whispers through windows, distant laughter echoing across a courtyard of some strange dinner party going on whilst you're on the hunt.
The hunt is a seemingly common event, where normal folk of the town Yharnam stay behind closed doors while the hunters take care of the beasts that roam the streets. You begin with your character creation and selecting a few stats, etc. Then you're tossed kicking and screaming into a violent, dangerous place you know nothing about.
A tutorial is non-existent here, and the only help you get is in the first room that tells you how to press the R1 button to attack. Then you face a werewolf, which will promptly kill you, but don't worry, you are probably designed to die here, and you awaken in a place called the Hunter's Dream. This is a strange central hub to the game, and it's here where you'll be growing and nurturing your hunter.
It's in the Hunter's Dream that you can redeem blood echoes. You acquire these by killing enemies in the world, and each enemy has a different amount of blood echoes that you receive after beating them. You can accumulate these and basically use them as currency. You can buy consumables from the shop, spend it on fixing weapons, upgrading items, and also leveling up your character.
Now, here's the important part. You will have to spend a lot of time initially grinding your character up to a better level. Any enemy you encounter will do a very fine job of killing you very quickly and with no remorse. So it's imperative that you get grinding on those early levels and get to a position where you feel like you have the upper hand on enemies in the first area.
Combat is a lot like Dark Souls, but there are some changes. There are no shields in the game. Well, there is one, but it's been put there as a sick joke as it won't defend you from bloody anything. Bloodborne promotes a strong, fast-paced, offensive style gameplay. You wield two weapons, one is a sword, axe of some type, and the other is an old-fashioned black powder pistol or blunderbuss, etc. You're probably thinking, guns, marvellous. Don't get too excited though, as the guns are not very effective at damaging an enemy at all. Their purpose is to stagger an enemy, and it's probably the single most important technique to learn in the game.
When an enemy begins its attack animation, there is a small window, which does vary, in which you can pull the trigger and fire a shot into your foe's face and stagger them. In this time, when they drop to one knee, you can pull off a crushing finishing move that does a lot of damage. It's great for quickly dispatching larger enemies, and believe me, if you're facing two large ogres, then you're going to want to kill one of them off very quickly to even the odds.
The rest of the time you'll be swinging that right-handed weapon like nobody's business, and it's here that the stamina bar comes into play. Each swing brings the bar down, and once it runs out, it's time to back up and get your breath back before attacking again. A depleted stamina bar will leave you wide open to attack, as you won't be able to swiftly dodge or avoid a hefty smack to the face.
Each of the right-handed weapons can transform into a larger double-handed weapon. Whilst wielding this, you obviously won't be able to use the pistol. It's much slower to use, but with a greater power and reach, it can be handy for taking on crowds of enemies, as its big swing will hit everyone around you. You can press and hold R2 as well to charge up your heavy hits and deal out massive damage. But timing is very important here, as if you are interrupted whilst charging up, your attack will be cancelled.
Also at your disposal are various items and consumables that will help you bring the pain to your enemies. Molotov cocktails that will light up most beasties with intense fire, stones that you can throw to lure an enemy to you, handy if you want to separate a group of fairly large enemies, throwing knives, and other equipment like the monocular for checking out distant things, and this handy little lantern that when activated lets you see in the dark and use both right and left hand weapons. Super great, eh?
The locations, oh my, the locations are both vile and beautiful. Their presence is there to make you feel tiny, the gigantic gothic walls bearing down on your soul, the world hanging in an ever-present twilight sun, the dank smog filling your lungs and gripping your chest in a vice-like grip. Flames flicker, illuminating the walls, casting strange shadows and releasing the stench of the rotten flesh burning in its cobblestone streets. It's that well designed you can almost smell the environment, and it draws you deeper into its grasp as a player, never letting go, and serves to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible.
The design isn't just aesthetic either. The layouts are really well thought out, with how you can create shortcuts and open up new areas with quick access back to older areas. And there's other things to do in the world too, in the form of side quests, if you can find them. Often this means making sure you talk to everyone you can. You don't really ever see another friendly face in the world. They're always hidden behind closed doors or windows, making you feel even more alone.
Are you that outsider?
Inevitably, you will face a boss fairly early on. Now, I will tell you that you need to be fairly confident and powerful in your approach to this first beast. The cleric demon will rip you a new one if you're not paying attention to his attack patterns. Stick behind him as much as you can and bring the pain with your double-handed weapon. It may take a few attempts, but you will do it.
If you were just having no luck and really struggling, you can ring the reckoning bell. This little bell will open up a search for a player willing to join to help out. Us being the stubborn mules that we are determined to finish the game completely solo, at least for the first playthrough.
The rest of the bosses in the game just get harder and harder, so don't expect an easy ride at all. The bosses are something to fear, and you will fear them. Each of them are unique in both appearance and how they intend to destroy you. It is a case of figuring out the best tactics and finding out what works. Some items can aid you in boss battles, but the game doesn't tell you which ones, and we won't either. No spoilers here. But it's interesting how these small things can change a boss fight in your favour or against it.
As well as being hit a lot, you can also become poisoned. Poison will chip away at your health until you meet your end or consume an antidote, so always make sure you've got at least some antidotes in your inventory. Harsh, but then again, nothing in the game is designed to make life easy for you.
Overall, Bloodborne is a masterclass in how to make a game that is incredibly challenging but at the same time rewards you so much after you defeat that boss and move on. The weapons are awesome, the character building is great, and ultimately the whole experience ties together to deliver a powerful punch to your senses and leave you feeling burned but wanting to keep going back for more. You don't want to let this game beat you, and we're awarding it with a GameGazm 9.
There are a few issues at the time of writing, like there are some frame rate dips and little glitches here and there, and the loading times are on the long side. We time one at exactly 30 seconds, which in a game where you can die a lot is not great. Also, the multiplayer side of things has been causing some complete game-breaking faults that are not good at all. But these are all issues that are being worked on right now and should be patched very soon. But just be wary if you're an early adopter.
Right, after playing Bloodborne, I'm off to cry in a corner and weep away all the pain. And then go back for more. Bravo, Sony. Bravo.
And that was Bloodborne. Incredible game, incredible set.
Game of the Year contender already.
Yeah, super hard but super good, and that's how we like it around here. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for today. I've been Bren.
I've been Jay.
And we've been GameGazm.